How's it going, YouTube Nation? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first Feature Friday where I take a completed body of work. It could be a one-shot, it could be a 2-3 issue series, mini-series, it could be a volume. I'm going to take that piece of work, I'm going to give my honest opinion on it and share it with you guys, and maybe, non-spoiler though, maybe it'll get you to pick up this in a trade paperback or pick it up some way and get you into the story. The first issue, the first story I wanted to really talk about is Undone by Blood, or The Shadow of a Wanted Man. This is from AfterShock, and it's written by Lonnie, Nadler, and Thompson, and it's drawn by Sami, Kivela. And this was one of the first stories I really got into when I got into comics back in May of last year, where I saw it on the shelf and I said, oh, let me check that out. I read the first issue, and I think issue 2 had just dropped, so I went back and picked up issue 2, and I really got drawn into the story. It's a revenge tale. And what's really cool about this, first off, the cool concept is you got two stories inside of one. You have our main character, Ethel, great name for 1970s, who she's in 1970s where her family's killed by some druggies, and now she's on a revenge mission. Boom, you got me hooked. A revenge tale, sign me up for it. I'm in for it all day. And the other story is about a gunslinger, Solomon, who has kind of like where he's helping somebody get revenge, and then it involves his son getting drawn into it. So it's a cool little side story. And what's cool is we get to experience Solomon's story through Ethel, really, because she's reading the book in the comic, and that's when we get the break from her story into Solomon's story. And I think that's a really cool touch. Now, I'm still very new to comics. I'm kind of broadening my horizons. This is the first time I've come across this. There may be other stories, there may be other comics that do something similar, but for me, this was my first experience in it. So here we go. We got the first A cover. This is the cover number 1, and you got her down here. Here's Ethel here, and then Solomon is up in here. What's great about it is it's a revenge tale. It's a 5-issue volume 1. They have just come out with volume 2. Issue 1 released a couple weeks ago, which is taking place in the 1920s, but it also has Solomon in a younger aged Solomon. So it's cool. We're keeping in with Solomon as the second story, which I really like that. This has also been picked up and optioned by AMC, so it's going to be in Norman Reedus is tied to it, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if he's actually going to play in it or if he's just an executive role, which is still cool because I like Norman Reedus and I like everything he does for the most part. But yeah, the story itself, without giving away any spoilers, because again, I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I want to present it to you guys so that if you guys are intrigued by it, you'll go pick up the trade, because the trade paperback is out, so you don't have to pay for 5 separate issues. You just get the trade and you can consume it all at once in one sitting with the trade paperback, right? So like I said, this is from AfterShock, and the story follows a young girl who's a teenager, Ethel. We get introduced to her with the buzz cut, the grunge, rocker setup and everything. She's got her rock kicker cowboy boots on and everything, but we get introduced to her as this girl who comes to town and she's on a revenge mission. She doesn't know exactly who the person is. She kind of knows, but she's kind of going on this revenge mission to get revenge on the druggies who killed her family and left her alive. And you see in the flashbacks, you see she's a completely different person. Obviously, this is something that's going to be a life-altering event, having your family murdered in front of you. So that's what's changed her demeanor, changed her whole look and everything. And it doesn't take time very long. It's in the first issue we get to some stuff. Some stuff goes down. She goes into this bar because she's looking for answers. She's trying to find the people responsible. She barks up the wrong tree, gets her butt kicked, gets busted up pretty bad, and the sheriff of the town, he gives off the vibes of like your typical sheriffs in these small towns, where it's like, okay, he's really not doing much. And you feel Ethel's frustration. You feel her frustration that she just wants to get revenge. And you see that in so many stories where you lose somebody's family member gets killed or something happens to them, and they want justice. They want justice, and that's what Ethel's doing. So you go on this journey with her as she starts getting more and more clues. She starts getting clues into who committed the murders and who is behind the heinous acts. And it's fun to take this journey with her, to see it through Ethel's eyes as she's getting the clues, and we're going with her. And I'm rooting. I personally, for me, I'm rooting behind her. I'm Team Ethel all the way. You know, screaming and shouting, pumping my fist, saying, "Let's get these a-holes, and let's get the revenge for Mom, Dad, and I believe it's her little brother as well." So it's like, let's get revenge on these dirtbags for what they did. And you find out who the killer is, and you go on this journey with her into the climactic final issue. Now, one gripe I'm going to have is the ending's bittersweet. It's kind of like, it leaves, for me, it left a bad taste in my mouth, because I like certain things to happen. I like things to be a certain way. And I'm not one that, I can think outside of the box. I can play on the story and keep it going, but I just felt like we didn't get the answer I wanted, I guess. You know what I mean? Without giving spoilers, it's like I wanted to see a little bit more for Ethel and to see something happen at the end. It didn't, and the way it ended, it left a little bit of bad taste in my mouth. But overall, the book is great. I definitely think it's 4 out of 5 stars for sure. And if you like revenge tales that are kind of set in the 70s, it's good flow. I'm not gonna break down art. I enjoy art. If it's something that is so hard to look at, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But for the most part, for this, the art was great. It had a good flow. It worked with the dialogue. It wasn't too wordy, and I didn't feel like I was having everything shoved down my throat. I just, again, with the ending, I would have liked to see something play out a little different, but that's just me. That's me. I definitely recommend reading it. Again, and I don't want to not talk enough about the second story because it's really cool. I wouldn't skip it. You could probably, the first time I read through the books, I didn't pay enough attention to Solomon's story, the second story, because I'm like, oh, it's just a book she's reading. But then when I went through and I read it the second, third time, I really enjoyed Solomon's story, the backstory with him, with Sweetwater, Arizona and everything, because that's the area they're in. But definitely a fun story. And I definitely like the work, and it's really made me look into more of, Nadler and Thompson on other stuff that they worked on. Same with Kivela, to see the other art stuff, because again, I liked how everything flowed together. I really did. The characters, again, I was rooting for Ethel from word go, and again, it's something that I definitely recommend if you like a revenge tale. And it's a quick read. 5 issues for volume 1. I give it a 4 stars out of 5. I guess that's the rating I'm going to use on here. I don't know. We'll mess around with it. This is the first Friday feature, or feature Friday. So definitely recommend it. Again, here are the A covers for 1, 2. You see Ethel's in jail. Here's number 3. Here's number 4. I like this one here with Solomon with his hat and his gun. And then here's number 5. And again, I like the art. I like the cover art. I like how, again, you got Solomon and Ethel there, and you see her, there she is with her buzz cut and everything. But yeah, good story. I liked it. Art was pretty good for the most part. I'm not gonna sit here. I suck at art. I like to look at art. If it looks nice, it looks nice to me. So I'm not going to criticize art too much on here. I'm just really going to talk about how I enjoyed the story. And again, this is a story that I'm gonna hammer that home. A nice, fun. I mean, it's a rough revenge tale. Where this girl Ethel is trying to get revenge for her family. So that's what I thought about it. Let me know if you've read it. Tell me in the comments if you've read Undone by Blood or The Shadow of a Wanted Man. Let me know your non-spoiler review down in the comments below. Tell me if you liked it or tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm okay with that. I'm a big boy. You know, I got big shoulders. It's okay if we don't agree. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments below if you read it. If you haven't read it and you're going to pick it up now, let me know that too in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video and this new series I'm kicking out here, go ahead and slap a thumbs up on the video. If you're not subscribed and you feel so inclined to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. I will drop my Instagram down in the description below. It's always down there. And again, I like the story. I really enjoyed it. Go ahead and hang out for a few seconds as I say thank you to my Patreons who have joined the family. If you are interested in checking out the Patreon, that's down in the description below. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your night or day to watch my video. Till next time, I'm out.